Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we are building a modern trailer in Oasis Springs. Now, originally I was just gonna go for something small, and then I was looking at like my save file that I started like 2.5 years ago and haven't touched for like 7 months. But I was looking at that, and I wanted to like redo it. Like I started like thinking about like not like fully redoing it because the families are all fine and all of that, but some of the houses that I built in like 2018 are kind of ugly. And by kind of ugly, I mean really ugly. And so I have improved so much in my building, so I wanted to keep doing that. But I kind of want to keep the vibe of all of the stuff there. So I was like looking at this like neighborhood in Oasis Springs that is mostly like trailer homes in that save. But I wanted to like make them better because some of those trailers that I made originally are kind of ugly and they're very strange and they're kind of small. So I made this one like to like finish like that area and like put like a family because I have the families, as I said. I have all of those like already done because I don't really want to change them because like they're not bad. Like the people that I made back then weren't bad. The houses were just kind of weird and they were kind of just, unusable in some areas because I was making them just to look good, and so some of the houses just kind of look very strange and they just kind of have random objects everywhere. So I built this one and I had a family in mind. It is basically just like a single dad and then I think a child daughter, and then they have a cat. Do I remember if I put cat stuff in this trailer? No, probably not though. But I built this for them and I made it like specifically to like something that I think that they would like. And I also made like the kids' bedroom space themed because the daughter really likes space and like science like stuff like that. So I did all of that and I thought that was really fun. I was originally gonna go with more colors on the inside, but the more I was thinking about it, the dad has like literally 4 colors maybe, and it's like black, gray, brown, and then like green in like the clothes that he wears. So I feel like you would have your house and your clothes like fairly similar styles, or at least that kind of makes sense. So I went with like less colors and I made it more like modern and like just like added like touches of brown to like the black and white like color scheme that I had. And I thought it worked out pretty well because then it fit and like all of the colors looked good together instead of just making it really really colorful. And so I thought it fit the family very well. It's also like kind of cheap, not like cheap, but it's like not like really expensive because like the dad works as like a barista or something, and like in The Sims I think that's like a very like low paying like part-time job. So like you probably don't have the money for a big house, which is kind of like the reason they're living in a trailer, but also just because trailers look kind of fun in this portion of Oasis Springs, and that's kind of just how I did it. Like I've definitely made cheaper houses that weren't trailers. I was just kind of making them look good, and like it's a video game, so money isn't really that much of an object for you to need to worry about because there's cheats for that, so it'll be okay. But that's basically just what I was making this house for, and it was really fun. But I made it in like 30 minutes, which is pretty like short for like the more recent builds that I've done, because I've been spending a lot of times on builds like recently. Like I've spent like an hour and a half on most medium-sized houses in the last like couple weeks, and which is good because then I get to spend more time building. But then it's just very strange because I'm very much so used to being able to build a medium-sized house in like 45 minutes, and so like doubling it is very very strange for me. But that's okay because then I get more time to just build, and then I can spend more time adding detail to house, and that's really good. But moving on to like other things besides the house. The last week in outdoor adventure, my outdoor class, we've gone fishing 3 times, and we've done like mostly fishing related activities this week, which is really fun. Fishing, woo. But last week I was talking about how on Friday we did like a knot test, which is just I think the 3 knots that we had to memorize, and doing those, and I almost failed it, but I'm okay. That was just a time test, are really bad for me, but I did that fine. And then Monday and Tuesday we're just kind of learning about I didn't go to school Monday. It was Labor Day. Right. So Tuesday we were just learning about like random fishing stuff, and then we kind of just like took a break before we were going to go fishing, because we were going to go fishing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we did. So the first day we went for like half an hour, but then the second day we were only there for 20 minutes because he said that like some of the kids got back late, which is kind of strange because I had 17 minutes to walk halfway across the school from the parking lot, and I got there before the bell even rang to like let class go. So that may be because I was speed anxiety walking. So I'm not really sure about that one, but I have really no idea, not sure. But I had a lot more time the second day standing outside that class, and it was really awkward. But then Friday we did for like 25-ish minutes, and that was much better because then I didn't have to sit outside for very long. And so then that was much better. So the first 2 days, well, I guess just the first day I had some like difficulties because I had only ever used like a hook and tried to tie the fishing line to the like hook one time, and it was on Friday, and I wasn't very good at it then. So I had some difficulties, but I still got to fish. But I was fishing in like an outward like extending area that was like kind of small, like a pond attached by like a small little area to the lake, because we were fishing at a lake that's like kind of like 5 minutes down the road from where I go to school. So we were fishing there, and so I was fishing in this like little area, and no one had caught a fish in that area, but I was just kind of standing over there because like it's fine. And so I didn't catch fish the first or the second day, but you know what I did catch the first day? A heat rash. Really fun. That's what I'm going to assume it was, though. I'm not actually sure because it also could have been a plant thing, but the backs of my legs, like my calf area and like down to like my ankle, was covered in like red and brown splotches. It was really good. It wasn't yet itchy though, which made me like question if it was a heat rash or not. I don't actually know what a heat rash looks like, but most of the times when I get hot, I'll have like symptoms, because like when I did cheer practice last year, I would have like, you know, like the area around my neck and then like my like chest area like would get like red and itchy and like splotchy, but it would be itchy and it wouldn't be brown, because this like the spots that I got on the back of my leg were red and brown, like mixed, and it was not itchy at all. It was just there. So I'm not exactly sure what gave me that mark, if it was a plant or if it was the heat. I figured it was the heat because it was really hot, and also I was in a sweatshirt, like an idiot, but that's fine. It's cold inside the school. It just happened to be like 90 degrees outside. But the school is like freezing most of the time, so, you know, I wasn't thinking like about all of that stuff. So, not sure, but I got back to school and it went away within like 45 minutes, an hour, so I'm all good now. The third day I got also a small like splotchies and stuff on the back of my legs again, and I was in a different area, but I still don't know if it was because of the heat or plants, because the plants are everywhere and they're just like there, so I don't really know. But then the second day, I had a bunch of troubles, and I only fished for like 5 minutes, maybe, if that, because I was having a bunch of troubles like tying the knot because of I was like very stressed that day. I had a lot of stuff to be worrying about that day, and so a bunch of that stuff. So, and then I also kept stabbing myself with the hook. Like I kept pricking my fingers. One time I actually just got it stuck in my skin. That was really good right there. I'm probably fine, but you know, it'll be okay. But I just kept getting it in my finger, and that was really annoying, because then I'd have to redo the knot, because then I had a hook in my finger, so I would drop the thing and then the knot would come undone. So really unfortunate right there, but like, yeah, it was fine. And I don't enjoy fishing that much that I was disappointed that I didn't get to fish that much that day. It's whatever. But then the third day was so much better, because I was kind of looking forward to it, because it was the last day. I knew that I got a weekend this weekend, and then we're gonna move on to something else. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna move on to, but I was like, okay, I'm done with fishing after that day. I'll just, you know, get it over with. And I also got there a bit early, and we got like done, like all tied up in our everything fishing rods, because he didn't put them away. After the second day, we didn't like undo them or anything, which was a smart move, because that was so annoying to spend like 10 minutes on that every single time. So we just put the worm on there, and then, you know, went to go fish, and so we got a lot more time to fish that day, and so that was really good. And that day, probably like 10 minutes in, I caught my first fish ever. Like, I have never caught a fish before. I have caught a roof, I've mentioned that before, and I've caught a rock. And I also caught, like a thing of like, I don't know, underwater plant. I don't really know, like, specifically, I don't know what it was, but I caught that the first day. But I caught a fish. I don't know what kind of fish it is. I don't know my species of fish. I don't have anything to be telling me species of fish. But it was like 5 inches and like kind of small, so it was one of those. But it also had like pokies, like it's like back was like had like pokey stuff on it. So if that helps at all, probably not. But you know, that's okay. So I caught one of those, and I was just like, what do I do? Because I wasn't expecting to catch a fish because I had not, and I have never caught a fish. So I was just like kind of just sitting there, and then I caught a fish, and I was like, what do I do? And so I like motioned to this guy who was standing next to me, who was in my class. I was like, can you call over, insert teacher's name, because I'm not going to say that, because I cannot scream. I cannot like be loud enough, because this dude was sitting like maybe 150 feet in like a totally different direction. And so I was not going to be able to get to the teacher to be like, what do I do with the fish attached to me, me. But he helped me get it off, and then he had me throw it back into the pond. So my hands smelled like fish for a very long time. It was really fun. It wasn't a great experience, holding a fish, because it was very weird, and I like almost stabbed myself with a fish. But that would have been a funny story to tell if I got stabbed by a fish, but I didn't, which is good, because then I didn't have to deal with being stabbed by a fish. But, I did catch a fish. That was pretty good. That was pretty fun. And I didn't catch any more fish, but, it's fine. I don't really care. But also, one thing, when I was fishing, I've literally never done, actually, fishing, seriously, because it was just the 2 other times that I've ever gone fishing. And so when I was fishing, there were little bubbles around it, and around my fishing hook and stuff like that. And so my first thought was, oh, Minecraft is right, which is really a fun first thing to think about when you're fishing, because it was just really funny. And so it was very accurate. So, Minecraft got that one right. But 8-year-old me would have been very happy about that fact right there. But that's about it. That's about all my fishing story stuff for this week. But it is almost screenshots time, so subscribe if you did like today's video, if you want to see more videos like this. But I post a new video 4 days a week, so you can watch another video next time. Bye!